let's start with the fourth question of ZCO, which is tournament. If you have not watched my previous video, which is ZCO 04, which is variation, please go and watch that. This is going to be based on the previous question. It is very similar to the previous question. Okay, let's come back to this. N teams participate in a league cricket tournament on Mars, where each pair of distinct teams plays each other exactly once. So in total, there will be n into n minus 1 upon 2 matches. An expert has assigned a strength to each team, which is a positive integer. Okay. Now the Martian crowd love one-sided matches, and the advertising revenue earned from a match is the absolute value of the difference between the strengths of the two matches. Now we have given the strength of n teams. We need to find out the total advertising revenue from all the matches. Okay. So let's say given there are four teams, assume that there are four teams, so the value of n will be equals to 4, and if the value of n is 4, so the number of matches played is going to be 4 times 3 divided by 2, which is equals to 6. So 6 is the number of matches being played. Okay, the example is given over here: 1 1 1 2 1 2 1 3 1 4, then 2 3 2 4, and then lastly 3 and 4 will have the match. Okay, along with that we have been given the strength for each team. Okay, so let's write the strength for each team. We have 1 2 3. So let's say the strength given is 3 10 3 and 5. So 3 10 3 and 5, these are the strengths of the each team. Okay, so if I want to find out, this is the team 1, this is the second team, this is the third team, and this is the fourth team. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll do a match between 1 and 2, and we'll get a revenue of 7. We'll do a match between 1 and 3, we'll get a revenue of 0. We'll do a match between 1 and 4, we'll get a revenue of 2. We'll do a match between 2 and 3, we'll get a revenue of again 7. We'll do a match between 2 and 4, we'll again get a revenue of 5. Then we'll do a match of 3 and 4, we'll get a revenue of 2. So in total I will get a revenue of 23. Okay, but whatever approach we just discussed is by finding each and every pair and finding their differences. So this is basically going to be a nested for loop. We need to run a for loop inside a for loop, which is going to be O of n square. Okay, so this is going to be of n square time complexity, which is not feasible for us. We need to find out an answer which is of lower time complexity. Okay, we just did a question on the last video which was about variation. Let's try to use a similar logic over here. Okay, so for what we'll do here is we'll again try to sort out. Okay, if I sort this array, what is the thing we'll have? Let's take a different example and understand. Let's take, we have 3, then we have 4, then we have 5, and then we have 10. Can I say, if I start with 3, what is the revenue I can get? Let's take it as a revenue. What is the revenue I can get? Can I say I can get 4 minus 3 as a revenue, plus I will get 5 minus 3 as the revenue, plus I will get 10 minus 3 as the revenue. Okay, if I want to find out for this 4, what is the revenue I can get? I can get 5 minus 4, plus I can get 10 minus 4 as the revenue. And lastly, if I want to find out for 5, can I say I can get revenue as 10 minus 5, and these are the number of matches we had already played: 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. Okay, now one thing we need to observe over here is how many times the number 10 is being added. Can I say I can see 10 being added 3 times? So let's say 1 2 and 3. So let's write it: 10 is being added 3 times. Okay, how many times is the 5 being added? It is being added 1 and 2 times. So plus I can say 5 times 2. How many times 4 is being added? It is being added 1 time. So I can say 4 times 1. And how many times 3 is being added? I can say 3 times 0. So can I, if I write the indexes, I have 0 1 2 and 3. Can I say I'm essentially adding the array of I multiplied by I? Right, 10 is being multiplied by 3, 5 is being multiplied by 2, 4 is being multiplied by 1, and 3 is being multiplied by 0. So what I'm doing is, while doing the addition, I'm just doing array of I multiplied by I. Okay, let's understand what are we doing while doing the subtraction. So while doing subtraction, how many times I'm subtracting 3? 1 2 and 3 times. So I can say I'm subtracting 3 times 1 plus, this is, I'll put it as a total subtraction of this number. Sorry, 3 times, it should be 3. So 3 times 3, and I'll put it as the entire subtraction. Then how many times I'm subtracting 4? I'm subtracting 4 2 times. So I can say plus 4 into 2. And how many times am I subtracting 5? I'm subtracting 5 1 times. So plus I can say 5 times 1, plus I can say I'm subtracting 10 times 0. Okay. Again, if I want to write these numbers, these numbers are in decreasing order, 3 to 1 0. How can I say? Can I say 3 is being multiplied for the remaining number of elements, 4 is being multiplied for the remaining number of elements? So if I write in terms of I and n, can I say this is nothing but array of I being multiplied by n minus I, or I can say n minus I plus 1, right? So if I have the element as 4, so let's say this index, I'll again write it over here quickly. So this is 3, this is 4, this is 5, and this is 10. This is index 0 1 2 3. If I want to write for 3, so this is 3 multiplied by total number of elements are 4 minus, what is the index? Index is going to be 0 plus 1. So this is going to be 3 into 3. Let's write for one more 4. So the area of 4 times the total number of elements are 4 minus the index of 4 is 1. So 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. So 4 times 2. So I got a formula. So while doing addition I need to do this, while doing subtraction I need to do this. Okay, perfect. And whatever is the answer is going to be from here. Let's try to implement it now. So what we have here is, let's see the input. So we have int n, and yeah, we just have the integer n. Let's take the strength of all of the elements. So vector int, I'll say it as strength n comma 0, and let's take the input. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, what I will have is, I can say cin greater than strength of I. Okay, perfect. I have the input now. First thing what we need to do is the sort the element. So I can say strength dot begin comma strength dot end. I have sorted out the elements. Then what next thing is, let's have the answer. Let's create a variable long answer is equals to 0, because the numbers can be as high as this. So let's make sure we consider those things. And what we need to do is, now we need to run a for loop for int I is equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, and this is, let's try adding the required elements. Okay, so what should I do? Answer plus is equals to, what I have to do is essentially array of I should be multiplied by I. Perfect. And for subtracting the required elements. Okay, so again we'll run a simply we'll run a for loop for I int equals to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, and the answer I will subtract it, which is array of I, and this should be multiplied by n minus of I plus 1. Perfect. Okay, now we'll simply print out whatever is the answer, and let's check if the logic is correct. Okay, for this we should be getting is 23. Okay, sorry, it should not be area of I, it should be strength. I'll replace it with strength. Perfect. Okay, we should be getting is 23. Okay, perfect. Let's try to submit and check. Okay, perfect. We are getting the answer. All the subtasks are passed.